The tiger is the ultimate cat, if not the ultimate predator of the modern age. It is an animal that is looked at both with fear and amazement, being one of the most recognizable orange cats outside of Garfield. But in the East Asian wilderness, an impossibly rare morph of tiger is said to exist, donning a coat and coloration that no tiger has been recorded with. Welcome to Cryptid Corner, the series all things cryptids, and today we are going to look into the Maltese tiger. Now, like I said in the intro, tigers are the ultimate cats, being easily the largest species of feline in the world currently, with males reaching weights of 660 pounds and lengths of up to 12 feet, including their tails. And tigers may also possess the title of biggest cats ever, as an extinct subspecies of tiger known as the Nandong tiger, average lengths slightly shorter than the largest tigers of today, being around like 7-ish something feet. They're a little more compact, but they did stand higher at the shoulders and weighed a staggering 880 pounds on average, making them the largest cats to ever live and only being comparable to those horse-sized ligers. Yeah, those are way too big. That's uncomfortable. And given extant tigers are capable of hunting elephants, you can only imagine the fucked up shit that those tigers got into. More on tigers of today, though. Tigers are insanely cracked, being able to leap distances of over 32 feet, can lift twice their own body weight, and can swipe with a force of over 10,000 pounds, can reach speeds of 40 miles per hour, has a roar so powerful it can literally paralyze your body, has a bite force so strong that it can crush bone, can swim up to 7 miles a day, hunts almost everything near it while being virtually invisible to many animals, and has been observed mimicking the calls of animals in order to lure prey. And on top of all of this, they are notorious for hunting humans, with 600 to 800 people getting killed by tigers in Asia every year. Now, with all this being said, do we really need cryptids when this lives out in the woods? Like, these things are absolute demons. You could make a found footage horror movie and it'd just be like a tiger attack, and it would be just terrifying enough. It would be perfectly fine. But these big kitties come in 6 extant species, with today's focus being the South China tiger, whose historic range covered much of southern China. Tigers are most well known to come in the classic orange and black stripes, the classic morph, but however, there are a couple edit styles in this locker room, including white with black stripes, white with no stripes, the golden or strawberry tiger, pseudo-melanistic or black coats, and pseudo-melanistic white coats. But of the morphs that are said to be, there is another that has only been observed a few times. The Maltese tiger is an unconfirmed morph of tiger with a grayish-blue pelt with black stripes. And, some of the images that I am going to show here do exaggerate the hell out of the blue. Like, these things look like blueberries. But when I say blue, think of a coloration of like a Russian blue cat, like a bluish gray. Or rather, this chicken. I think my game plan to finding this tiger is running up to every tiger I see and holding up this chicken to it until I get a match. Spectacular plan. I think we should all do it. These tigers were said to have been mostly spotted in the isolated wilderness of Fujian Province, China, along with other parts of Eastern Asia. And outside of this coloration, the tigers were said to be just like any other, kind of like a shiny Pokemon. The first known sighting of a Maltese tiger would occur in the early 1910s and would be documented by big game hunter Roy Chapman and his companion Roy Chapman Andrews. The two were on the hunt for tigers in the area, trying to kill off any tigers that wander too close to villages. But one tiger was not like the rest, as both described a light grayish blue tiger with black stripes. Their accounts would be published in their books, Caldwell's Blue Tiger and Chapman's Camps and Trails of China. Fast forward, and cryptozoology goat Carl Schuker would go on to interview the son of a soldier who served in the Korean War for his book Mystery Cats of the World. The son goes on to claim that his father spotted a blue tiger whilst in the mountains of Korea. Although this tiger would not have been a South China tiger, this would have been a Siberian tiger, whose range extended into Korea. Now, could there be anything to these reports of blue tigers? I think it definitely is possible, and there is a good bit supporting this. As mentioned with the Russian blue, several domestic and wild cat species have displayed grayish blue coloration, including lynxes. And Carl Schuker has even proposed that it is possible that through genetic mutations, that some tigers could gain a grayish blue coloration, but he then says that tigers would lack their stripes. Similar to like the all-white tiger. Also, I didn't mention this earlier, but tiger stripes go to their skin. It's not just a fur thing, it's like on their skin too. But as you know, these tigers were said to possess black stripes, so I don't know if, like, I don't really know the specifics of it. You know, he'd probably educated himself more in tiger biology than me, but yeah. Additionally, black tigers at one point were considered cryptids until pelts of eventual black tigers were found. So, why can't it be the same with these ones? Well, it is highly likely that even if Maltese tigers existed in southern China, their chances of existing now are dreadfully low. As great and powerful as tigers may be, they have been on a dreadful decline as of late. And in the past 100 years, about a third of the known subspecies of tiger had gone extinct, with the Caspian, Javan, and Balinese tigers all being hunted into extinction. And the South China tiger may be the next to join them, as in the 1950s, around the time that that soldier would have saw the Maltese tiger in Korea, around 4,000 South China tigers were alive. By 1982, there were estimated to be 150 to 200 individuals. And 5 years later, this number dropped to 30 to 40 individuals. And as of now, the South China tiger is thought to be extinct in the wild, being labeled as critically endangered and only living on in captivity as the rarest tiger in the world. These tigers' homes were deforested, bringing them closer to humans who would have seen them as a threat and hunted them. But ever since the spread of firearms, hunting dangerous animals like tigers became far easier. And with farmers and villagers posting bounties to keep villages safe, large-scale tiger hunts would sweep across the region, far removed from human civilization and from the whole point of, saving villages, and would go along trade routes and eventually just turning into sport hunts. And even when tiger poaching was banned, tigers were still poached out of prejudice and for their use in traditional Chinese medicine. To bring it back around, it isn't just unlikely for Maltese South China tigers to be alive, but it is a complete coin flip if there are any South Chinese tigers alive in the wild in general. But what of the blue tiger spotted in Korea? After all, that tiger would have been a Siberian tiger. Well, during World War II, the Japanese would exterminate several animals while occupying the peninsula, including the tigers. And whatever tigers would have survived that would have had to stay away from the Korean War in the untouched pockets of wilderness, avoiding mines, bombs, and soldiers, but even if they survived all of that, they would probably only be living on in North Korea. And if North Korea has blue tigers, I don't think they'd let in scientists to come look at them. So yeah, blue tigers could have died out under communism. I bet you didn't see that twist coming, now did you? The case of the Maltese tiger is a mysterious and tragic one. If blue tigers did have a population in Fujian, China, and Eastern Asia, then they would have probably went extinct long before anybody could find them. But this doesn't mean that the Maltese tiger can't exist in other tiger subspecies. But given that this coloration has only been reported by a handful of people, and the fact that this morph has not been spotted by anyone else, basically ever, it would have to be an exceedingly rare morph. But there is hope, not only for this undiscovered morph of tigers and maybe others, but for tigers in general. As since 2010, the wild tiger population has increased by 74%, showing successful conservation efforts that could restore the wild tiger population to its former glory, far from human settlements, that is. So, ultimately, I do think that tigers could probably naturally pop up with this coloration. But I feel you'd have to do a lot of searching, and you might have to just cheat and have a scientist make one for you. If tiger scientists, please make a blue tiger. That would be epic. And that's going to do it for the Maltese tiger. Figured do a little plausible cryptid today. I've been covering a little more of the mystical, mythological kind of cryptids, like kangaroos. But thank you all for watching. I've always been kind of interested by this one. I really like that grayish blue coloration. I think it looks pretty cool on a cat like a tiger. Of course, tigers are just like some of the coolest cats like ever, basically. But I'd like to thank you all for watching. Make sure to like the video if you liked it. Comment down below, what do you think? Do you think that the Maltese tiger could be out there? I think they could be out there. I even think the South China tiger could still be out there in parts of China's wilderness. So much of it is uninhabited. I feel that there's definitely room for tigers to live there. Make sure to comment what you think about that. Comment down what cryptids you would want to see. I always love reading your comments, reading your recommendations. I always love it. Make sure to subscribe and ring that bell if you like videos like this, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.